Hey, how you doing? Great. How you doing?
Going good, thank you.
You're
How are
welcome.
you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for asking. Thank you so much for being with us. For those who don't know,
No, thank you for having me here and doing this interview.
you're very welcome. We appreciate you joining our show. For those who don't know, this is Charlie the Hammer Hall. Pleased to have you here. So we'll start right there. How did you get started in boxing?
Well, it was from 4 years old. I was doing motocross, but then because I was being bullied, I was just then by the time I turned 8, was sick of it. And so I was like, I'm not going to take it, going to step up and defend myself.
Yeah, that's
So
it.
that's how I got into boxing. But then after my first day there, I just fell in love with the sport.
Yeah, it's great. It was just sounded like it was something that was meant to be. And for for those people who don't know specifically, what were people doing to you as far as the bullying?
The bullying was terrible to the point of them like giving toilet water to me and many other disgusting things, spitting on me. And it's just terrible.
And this has started at the age of 4, is that right?
Bullying started at the age of 4, yes.
Oh wow. So it's been rough and definitely I'm sorry you had to go through that. Definitely that's not something that anybody should have to go through. I'm glad that I asked because when people say bullying, it's pretty broad. You gave some examples there, and these were kids that were your age or were they older?
It was sort of both, like kids that were my age and older.
Okay. And these are people that were family or friends or in your just
No,
in your school?
just kids that were at the same school as me.
Okay, yeah. So definitely I'm glad that you turned that around though, that now you're an ambassador of bullying and that's your motivation. Speak on how you become an ambassador for bullying now.
So, because I was tired of all of that, then while training one day, my coach said that he knew a guy that would actually take me under his wing, Ian Powerhouse Jacobs, a 3-time world kickboxing champion. And I said to him that I want to do something to prevent those within my community, to prevent them from being bullied and abused, and I just want to help them. And so that's how that all started, and so raising the awareness of that cause.
Yeah, that's pretty noble that you are doing that you're bringing awareness to that cause. And we had Jeff Horn here, and he's also an ambassador. How has Jeff helped you in this right that you have now to go ahead and get the word out?
Because we've partnered up at Bullyproof Australia, we're now going to different communities and like bringing a program to then like teach kids how to deal with different bullying situations and even apply them in home life if they're being abused. Try and use some of them strategies to get out of those situations.
Yeah, that's definitely very noble, and you're doing a great deed for the community, both boxing and people who don't box. Can you please kindly share a couple of examples of what people can do to eliminate bullying for people that see it coming?
One of them is just speaking to teachers, like if this is happening at school, teachers go to the principal or even like look for the patterns of those that were bullying you, find out where they would think you would go and just avoid those spots at those times where they think you would be going. And yet the teachers get them involved so they can deal with that. And mainly avoid it, and speaking up is key.
Yeah, and I think that's where a lot of people are afraid that when they speak up, they might get more bullying. How could they not worry about that as much?
Probably to take up some self-defense classes so they can defend themselves and handle those situations if they are being cornered, so they know how to handle it when push comes to shove.
Yeah, that's great advice right there, because that bullying does lead to bigger problems. One of the things that it leads to is unfortunate low self-esteem, and also, unfortunately, extreme suicide. And we need to nip this in the bud. We need to stop this in the community.
Because suicide is because they feel like they have no worth or they have no voice. But I want to get across to many people that they are worth a lot and they are meaningful to their communities and they have their voice and they should be proud of who they are.
Yeah, absolutely. You should never be ashamed of who you are. Just because somebody else doesn't maybe show or value you as a person, that doesn't determine who you really are and what your worth is. And you actually inspired a lot of people. One of the people you inspired is, not just myself, but our top fan, Glenn Earnshaw. He said that you're a role model for him because he once was bullied. So that is definitely noble what you're doing, this cause that you're doing. And what are some of your goals of being an ambassador?
My goals are to travel, being a motivational speaker for those being bullied and telling them that they can create a great future, not just for their community, but they can probably do a great thing for the world. Whatever their goals may be, they can make a big difference.
That's definitely phenomenal. And you teamed up, you mentioned, with Jeff Horn. He's also an ambassador against bullying. With your boxing career, what are your goals in boxing in the ring?
Boxing, obviously, to be number one. And also, by the time I'm out of boxing, if I have to retire, I want to actually also open up a boxing gym for those with disabilities and give them a place where they feel like they belong.
Wow, that's really, really noble. You got something that you're looking forward to. And with disabilities, any specific disabilities that you had in mind?
Anything, whether it's like mentally like ASD, ADHD, or whether they have like a problem with their legs, like they can't walk, regardless on whatever it is, I want to give them a place where they can learn and feel safe and welcome.
Yeah, that's definitely something that everybody should strive for. And I see you're already doing a great job. You got a lot of belts there. Explain some of the hardware you have there.
WBC belt I got while I was in Cancun, Mexico at the 57th annual WBC convention from Mauricio Sullivan.
Wow. That's fantastic.
And I'm the official anti-bullying ambassador.
Yeah, that's quite impressive. And you actually are doing something that most kids your age are not. If you mind to share with us your age so that other people can understand, they could do it too.
I am 14, turning 15 in May. And this is just what I'm doing. And also I got the WCE belt from fighting Ian Jacobs. And this is all to correlate with my anti-bullying campaign, like showing the fights as more of an inspiration. Like, if I can do this, you can achieve your goals.
Absolutely. Everything is possible. And when it comes to boxing, I know that that's a real passion of yours, something that you do. As far as boxing and your career, what is it that you're hoping that this movement does as far as you boxing, getting other people involved in it? What is your goal as far as moving your career forward now at this point in boxing?
It's not actually just boxing that I've gotten into. I'm also doing kickboxing to reach those other communities as well. And so together we can all work, even if it's two different sports, boxing, kickboxing, regardless, we're all welcome in one place and be united instead of like being separated.
Yeah, that's definitely noble. So anybody kickboxing or boxing, you're welcome to join and be a member. And there's no barriers to
There's
entry on that.
there's like no difference. Like you're all here to learn and keep an open mind.
Yeah, that's right. Keep an open mind. Anything is possible.
Whatever goals you want to achieve.
That's definitely impressive. And also another thing that people got to understand is your words and your action towards other people matter. We hope that we're able to bring awareness to this so that people don't have to feel, that they can't speak up, or the fact that this exists.
Yeah. Not only that, but I hope it actually stops, because I want to have a better future for these kids, so these kids can have a better future, like for millions of years or however long it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And is there a specific age group that you work with, or it's really open?
It's to everyone, like whether you're a kid, teenager, adult. This goes even for workplace bullying as well.
Yeah, that's definitely something that I'm glad you brought up. That does happen in the workplace quite often. People do bully people in the workplace. What advice can you give them there as far as the workplace bullying?
I would mainly just try and zone it out, because whatever goals you have, even in the workplace, you can do. Like you want that promotion, don't let somebody bring you down. Always believe you can make it.
Awesome. That's awesome. And speak a little bit about your amateur career. I heard that you've done very impressive in your amateur career. Speak about that. And
So I've achieved the Queensland and Australian titles. And that's when the WBC said, like, we don't want him fighting amateur because of the belt.
yes,
And believing that could create problems. So yeah.
So you got the belt, and they said, all right, that's enough of that, pretty much. But how could people support your cause and follow you and keep up with what Charlie is doing?
You can do that on my Facebook page or my Instagram page. I post consistently on there and give advice. And really just tell people kind words through group chats.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yep. And online bullying exists too. So we need to cut that out as well. Everybody has opinion, but you got to do a little bit better on the opinions.
And I've actually got an upcoming fight with Mark Bamman Flanagan on February 12th. This is also for my anti-bullying campaign.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. So what are you expecting on February 12th with this big fight coming up? What are you hoping happens?
I'm hoping it's a good challenge, but I'm fighting 4 2-minute rounds. And it's going to be a very good, quick knockout.
There you go. Quick knockout. There you go. February 12th. And how can people watch and tune into your fight?
And I forgot to mention, this is my 9th fight. I'll be defending the WBC title.
Yes. Okay. 9th fight. WBC title defending. February 12th. Make sure.
And yeah, you can see it on Facebook. I forgot to mention.
That's all right. And let them know your Facebook page so that I know it's CTH.
You can find it under Charlie the Hammer.
Charlie the Hammer. There you go. Charlie the Hammer. He's got a fight February 12th. Make sure you follow him on Facebook. Make sure you support his cause. Is there anything else you want to share with the fans and people who are supporting you out there in boxing world?
I'd like to quickly thank my sponsors and supporters, one of them being RX Water and Egg Weights, as well as my supporters in the WBC.
That's awesome. And you got a supporter, as I mentioned, Glenn Earnshaw, top fan. He's a big fan of yours. He really appreciate you going out there and having this cause and against bullying that he's endured. He was even asking, since he's such a fan, that if you can share with him 2 signed photos of your autograph.
Yeah, sure can.
All right, great. So he's a supporter here on the
You just
Allen.
gotta send me the address.
Yeah, I'll make sure that we get you those details so you can get them out to him. Signed
I
photo.
can also get a good CTH hat signed as well for
All
you.
right. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Yeah. So we wanted the CTH hat would be awesome. And those 2 photos, one was for him, the other one, well, I guess was for myself. So that works out. Yeah. So.
And I'll also be back in LA later on this year.
Oh yeah, what are you doing in LA?
This is mainly flying up for the WBC convention, but also to see family, my grandfather and grandma, who I haven't seen since 2019 because of COVID lockdowns and all of that.
Oh, that's awesome that you're gonna come all the way to California here. That's fantastic. What time of the year are you planning to go to LA?
In the fall, I think October, November,
Okay.
between October and November.
Yeah, so definitely we're gonna keep everybody here in the States posted so they can come and check you in California. And here on the Allen and Aaron Sports Talk Radio Show, we definitely appreciate you. Definitely support you here.
And I appreciate that you have interviewed me.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you for the time.
You're very welcome. We're looking forward to interviewing you throughout the process, and this hopefully will not be a one-time thing. We want to follow your career and hope that you continue success in both in and out of the ring. We wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Take good care of yourself and no bullying.
If anything, I'll be defending others from that.
There you go. You got it. Thank you so much. That's Charlie, the Hammer Hall. Make sure you follow him, folks. Thank you, Charlie. You're
CTH out.
CTH out. Take care. I'm now.